Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again. Today, last weekend, I happened to be in San Antonio, Texas, and I rented a little wreck boat and went kayaking on the river walk there. And that was a lot of fun. I'm back home now on my local reservoir. I've been monitoring some of the message boards on paddling.com. And there are always, these discussions seem to come back around every so often, but somebody talked about, why are long kayaks, sea kayaks in decline? I think the answer to that is people are just into the shorter, smaller, easier to carry wreck boats. They're not so interested in performance paddling. The smaller boats tend to be cheaper. There's been an increase in paddleboarding interest over the past several years. So I think the long, so let's say 16-foot long or 15-foot long or longer kayaks are not as desirable as they once were. People are in smaller houses. They have maybe not the space to store a longer kayak indoors, or they live in areas where they're restricted to keeping them outdoors. So I think that all kind of puts together paints the picture of why longer kayaks are in decline. And then there's always a debate as to whether a longer kayak is faster. And I mean, the answer to that is yes. I mean, if it's a modern, commercially available kayak, if it's long, it's going to be narrow. Of course, there are always some differences here, a nuance. You could have a long boat that's wider than this. This is like 18 inches wide at its widest point. And this is a 19-foot boat. So this is a long, skinny pencil. I use it for fitness because I like to cover a lot of ground and get my heart rate up and paddle. I'll go about 5 miles up this way, and then about 5 miles back. I can get up there in roughly 52 to 55 minutes or so, depending how hard I'm pushing it. And then I turn around, I constant paddling, mind you, constant paddling for that 55 minutes, let's say. Then I breathe, take a breath for about 90 seconds, grab some water, and then I turn around and come back. So for me, it's all about the exercise. To that end, I had a lot of time in the evenings in a hotel room this week in San Antonio. I wrote a new article entitled Fitness Paddling. If you're on my blog, up on the top left here, your top right, you will see a link to that article where I talk about what fitness paddling is. And all right, so I just got off the water. I'm going to edit this into this video. I went a little bit slower today. I'll drop my tracks. There were a lot of leaves out here. And something about wet oak leaves on the water, it's like they have little fingers and they're just waiting to grab onto the bow of your boat. Many times I was able to kind of use my body to pop the bow of the boat out of the water. Other times I had to stop and back up to get the clumps of leaves off the front of my boat. For me, it's about efficiency, tying this back around to some of the discussions on the message board. A lot of people think of efficiency in terms of fuel efficiency in a car, and kayak efficiency is very similar. For the same amount of energy expanded, you go a greater distance or you go faster, one of those two things. A lot of the viewers on this channel watch because of my smartwatch reviews. When I'm kayak training, I use something called the Amazfit Strato smartwatch because it has a mode in it when you put it in open water swimming mode, and it gives you something called a SWOLF score, S-W-O-L-F, combines swimming and golf. And all it means is for a given distance paddled, the lower that score, the more efficient your stroke is. So I've been using this in my training to get more and more efficient with my stroke. And then for like racing and whatnot, then you just speed everything up. And yes, you hear the guys saying, well, I don't need a fast, efficient boat. I don't plan on racing. That's great, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever gets you out on the water again next time, I'm all for it. But I just personally enjoy getting maximum efficiency out of my boat and my gear. I like the efficiency you get from longer, skinnier kayaks, and the longer and skinnier and lighter they get, the more efficient they are. For me, it's about the efficiency. And somebody in another thread said, can't you use sea kayaks on waters, downriver water up to class 2? And if you look at my videos, you'll see I use a 16-foot plastic sea kayak primarily when I go downriver in up to class 2 waves. Class 3 or above, no, of course not. That's white water, and you need a white water boat to catch eddies and whatnot. But a longer sea kayak is perfectly suited to rivers. As long as they're mild with not too huge rapids. I get very efficient, and when I'm paddling with a group, I tell people, if I get behind, don't worry, I'll catch up. Sometimes I'll paddle ahead, and if it's a neat part of the river, I'll turn around and paddle back upstream, and then just loop back and just to get more miles in and paddle a little bit more. And you can do that really easier with an efficient boat, and you don't lose much in terms of turning. You can still handle the waves just fine. So there's that. Getting off the water here, I bumped into OG Conrad, which was a great honor. I don't see him too often anymore, but when we do bump into each other, it's getting on and off this piece of water here. So all right, sorry to interrupt. I'm just gonna let myself keep talking now. Yeah, that's that. Now, if you're not a local person, you can tune out right now. Thank you for viewing my videos and visiting my blog at davethekayaker.com. For you local people, this is the South Rivanna Reservoir in Charlottesville, Virginia, and if you look at this sign, this boat ramp is closing on January 1st, so we will no longer have access to this boat ramp. It's right above the dam. This is sad news. Albemarle County, you need to get your act together and create some new public access to this reservoir. To do something like this, I think, is a shame to the kayaking and canoeing and fishing community. I get it. We need to increase the water capacity around here because so many people are moving here. I live north of town. There's some new subdivisions going in between town and us, and I've noticed in the past year our water pressure has dropped tremendously. They're building a new pipeline for below the dam here to go north of town. They're increasing the height of the dam at the Ragged Mountain Reservoir, and they're going to pipe that in here, and that pipeline is going to come in right where this boat ramp is now. They're going to build a whole new treatment plant. But it's a shame. There's one other public boat ramp here, and it's horrible. It's where we call Twin Bridges. It's just a terrible boat ramp. It's a narrow lane down to the water. You're not allowed to park along it. You have to park on the road where people are zipping by at 45 miles an hour, and you're opening your door into traffic. So this reservoir is going to be a mess. Thankfully, there's one church up here that seems to be boat launch friendly, and they allow people to use their private property. They have a nice little ramp there, a little dock. So that's really nice. But yeah, we're losing the South Rivanna Woodburn Rd boat ramp here. So this is mid to late November. We got like a month and a half, guys, to take advantage of this, and then it's gone forever. So if you're sick of seeing this background in my videos, help is on the way. I won't be here much longer. So hey, yeah, come check me out at davethekayaker.com. It's 66 degrees today. That said, I am wearing neoprene underlayers here, tops and bottoms, in an abundance of caution to play it safe. I also have compiled a kayaker survival kit that's important this time of year, to have some emergency equipment, a way to start a fire, a little shelter if you need it, emergency whistle, water purification straw, and a bunch of other stuff. Go check that out up here on my website. On the top right, there's a link to the kayaker survival pack. And other than that, hey, love the sport, take what it has to give you, and pay it forward.